Good evening, everyone. Amit Thokal, and I thank you for joining our webinar on drones as an advanced survey technology in the education sector. Today's webinar is geared towards building new knowledge for providing practical training in surveying and mapping to students. As such, professors and HODs from engineering colleges, having a civil engineering department, and faculty and administrators of university departments of geography, geology, geoinformatics, mining, survey, and agriculture will benefit from this webinar. On our presenter panel today, we have Tushar Bidve, lead surveying and mapping, IdeaForge, and our esteemed guest speakers, Dr. Basudev Bhatta, course coordinator, Computer Aided Design Center, Jadavpur University, and Glenford D'Souza, Senior General Manager, Lawrence and Mayo Instruments. Today's webinar is divided into two sessions. In the first session, which will be of 30 minutes, our presenter panel will share their knowledge on how drones are being used in higher education, how they provide an experiential learning environment to make students industry ready, and how colleges, universities, and other educational institutes can benefit from incorporating drones in their curriculum. The second session will be a question and answer session of 15 minutes. Along with the presenter panel, we will also have Somil Gautam, AGM IdeaForge in the Q&A panel. While the presentations are going on, I request the audience to type in their questions in the Q&A box in the top left corner of your screen if you're using your laptop or desktop. If you have logged in through your mobile device, you will find the Q&A box in the bottom right corner of your screen. Your questions will be taken up during the Q&A session only. I Tushar to begin. To you, Tushar.
Thanks, Amit, for the introduction. Good evening, everyone, and I hope everyone is keeping well. Let me take this opportunity to speak few words about IdeaForge. IdeaForge was established in the year of 2007 by IIT Bombay graduates. It has been almost 13 years where IdeaForge is far by the largest and oldest manufacturer of drones with a track record of not just supply but active maintenance of drones. IdeaForge is backed by large groups such as Infosys, Qualcomm, Indus H Partners, and WRV Capital. Our UAV based solutions are excessively deployed in the field of defense for security and surveillance application, various government agencies, and industrial sectors. Survey and mapping application have been tremendous boost in the market, and our products have been proved reliable for their operations. IdeaForce has entered in a strategic partnership with L&T for high-end drone manufacturing, new age artificial intelligence with Fractal Analytics, and anti-drone technology with Aronia. We are a vertically integrated company with in-house product design, development, manufacturing, alongside training and after-sales support. IdeaForce has always been committed towards enabling customers for complying with Indian regulations and laws for drones as well as its operations. IdeaForce has always been the pioneer in the drone manufacturing and maintaining consistent market share of 90%. We have successfully deployed 800 plus drones in the market with more than 1300 plus end user trained and around 1,40,000 plus missions successfully completed. With successful market strategy and creating robust pipeline in India, IdeaForge is also a part of FICCI and committees of Government of India for various regulatory frameworks. IdeaForge drones have many perceived advantages to education and particularly students and educators who practice in survey fieldwork activities. With our drone technologies, one can capture incredibly high resolution images of specific survey field sites. Back in 2012, when I was pursuing graduation in civil engineering, we studied drones and photogrammetry through books only, and there were no practical hands on drones and knowledge around it. With today's market and technology, drones are proving advances in surveying and mapping where students and educators can practically work with drones, and this facility can be easily made available by colleges and universities. With similar fact, IdeaForce drone has been successfully used by various colleges and universities. We will have a look one by one onto it. Jadavpur University is using IdeaForce Ninja drone, and its success story will be told by Dr. Bhatta in his speaking session. JSPM Rajashri Shahu College of Engineering is using Ninja drone to educate students from civil engineering departments with advanced survey method and post-processing techniques with photogrammetry software. I visited the college and I was surprised to see civil engineering labs also include drone as a part of survey equipment, which completes the entire set of equipment for survey labs. Similarly, College of Engineering and Technology of well-known Maharana Pratap University are using Ninja drone for transferring advanced survey knowledge to civil engineering students. Apart from engineering colleges, Department of Geography and Geology of Savitribai Pune University are also using Ninja drone for survey and mapping applications to educate students. IDFO's drone are ready to use and we always encourage colleges and universities to establish drone labs in various departments like civil engineering, geology, geography and geoinformatics, mining, survey and agriculture. This enables the students to have hands-on product and gain knowledge about drones in survey fields. It enables the educator to make students ready for various subjects like GIS, photogrammetry, precision agriculture, watershed information, and also provide hardware study of drones such as communication, frequency, aerodynamics, flight mechanics as a key learning areas. Drone piloting, software handling, outdoor projects can be practical aspects. Also, overall maintenance and repairing of drones, knowledge, and working of different types of drones will add more advantage to it. Outputs that impact. IDFOS drones are capable to provide high accuracy data which enables the educator and students thoroughly understand the data, interpret the data, and use it for their projects. Let us have a look on some outputs where data was taken from IDFOS drones and processed through software. With IDFOS drone, orthomojects can be generated which helps students and allow them to learn about digital maps with accurate information about the land parcel. Student can also learn about vector layers which can be accurately superimposed on the orthomojects. Students will gain precise knowledge and detailed information about the attributes such as houses, roads, playgrounds, water bodies, and open drains. Students who look forward to be in mining sector can leverage knowledge about drones and its data. IDFOS drone has to be programmed to fly over the mine area and process completely autonomous. Educators can teach volumetric estimation of stockpile to students with available software in their training courses. Similarly, students can learn how large mining area can be captured within no time and high resolution orthomojects can be obtained. Area calculation, perimeter, hard road design, slope, gradients will help the students to learn and sharpen their skills. Our drones are used for corridor survey and railway track where digital elevation model help for proper planning and designing. Interestingly, students are already aware of AutoCAD software, Civil 3D, Bentley MicroStation, which are totally compatible with photogrammetry outputs. This will help the students to design and plan for their projects. Students can learn about accurate mapping of agricultural land, which is necessary to avoid disputes over land. IDFOS drones play important role in providing high quality data for precise land demarcations. Also, students can easily learn about irrigation flow network analysis by various GIS software to understand the flow of water. Students who look forward in agriculture sector can learn about multispectral sensor. IDFOS drones with multispectral sensor help to gather all reflectance data which is used to run various indices on software by giving crop health results. Students can learn about the indices which can help them to track change detection of the crops every week or monthly. Here are few sample images of indices generated from IDFOS drones. NDRE, near infrared, wetter different vegetation index green, green vegetation index. Similarly, OSAVI, NDVI, orthorectified image, and chlorophyll content can be easily rectified. Disaster response for flood affected area. IDFO drones have helped the flood affected area to take prior precaution during heavy rainfall. We carried out drone survey for one of the village in Andhra Pradesh which was prone to heavy floods. These learnings can help the students to develop more case studies and projects in the colleges. Here are few sample images data where flood simulation model analysis is implemented with the use of GIS analysis. We can see the rise of water level at different level. Students can easily work with the drone's data and discover possibilities for safety precautions during flood by analysis the submerged level of water. IDFOS drones in higher education. Ninja and Q series drones are widely used in various applications in education sector. Ninja, the lightweight scout, falls under micro category of under 2 kg. It is NPNT DGCA compliant product and DGCA has also started issuing UN for this product. This product is adopted in large number for the first time users. With its ease of use, educational sectors are finding it reliable for students in conducting survey practicals. Along with RGB sensor, it also supports HD and thermal sensor. Q series UAV is the enterprise platform and falls under small category weighing around 3.5 kg. It is PPK enabled survey grade drone providing high level of accuracy and eliminating GCP work. It also supports multispectral sensor for agriculture application to determine crop health. It is NPNT DGCA ready and under process with DGCA for compliance. Advantages of using IDFOS drones. IDFOS drones comes with the fail-safe features like return to home on communication failure, return to home on low battery, multiple GPS on board for GPS failure redundancy, and high wind indication. Also, high area coverage up to 1.5 to 2 square kilometer can be easily obtained with a single flight at nominal coverage of 120 meter. With using PPK enable grade survey UAVs, centimeter level of accuracy can be easily obtained. Maintaining a proper altitude GSD of around less than 5 centimeter can be easily obtained. Drone helps one to be highly interactive and keep engaging with its interface. IDFOS drones in education sector will enable groom students for industry readiness. Also, drones are fully autonomous system with minimal training requirement. Drone also become a revenue model for education sector with various business models. Our next presenter is Dr. Basudev Bhatta, who is the course coordinator at Computer Aided Design Center, Jadavpur University. He has more than 17 years of industrial teaching and research experience in remote sensing, GNSS, and GIS. He has authored several research papers and articles, books on remote sensing, GIS, GNSS, and CAD. With this quick introduction, I ask Dr. Bhatta to take over the speaking session.
Thank you, Tushar. I am very much honored to be a part of this webinar. We have adopted IdeaForge drone primarily for education. We provide practical training to our students. I will share my experience and views in this webinar. The application scopes of UAVs in the field of geoinformatics, geography, geology, and civil engineering are actually enormous. Some of them have already been presented by Tushar. Drones are nowadays being used for extremely high resolution 2D mapping of the Earth's surface features. Photogrammetric applications like dense point cloud generation, 3D terrain mapping, geospatial applications, geological applications like monitoring and management of open pit mines, stockpile estimation, monitoring and management of landslides, and other natural disasters. It is also being used in civil engineering applications like flood monitoring, monitoring of construction development, site monitoring and management, urban growth monitoring and planning, identifying illegal constructions, traffic management, and many more. Students must be aware of these new trends and techniques. Otherwise, they will face difficulties in getting a job in modern industry. Often in colleges and universities, we teach very old technologies that are not being used in the industry. We are, often reluctant to adopt newer technologies like drones. But in CAT Center, Jadavpur University, we are always running behind the newer technologies. It is definite that our students are being benefited with this IdeaForge drone. Next. We are using the IdeaForge drone for our postgraduate diploma in geoinformatics course. We also offer workshops on drone mapping in which students from other university departments can join. Even people from outside of the university domain may also join the workshops. We are giving the training for flight planning, flight management, use of different payloads, like how to use vertical or tilt cameras in different applications, and then post-mission processing of images to generate 3D point cloud, 3D mesh, 3D textured model, 3D surface model generation, point cloud classification, generation of orthomosaic, generation of GIS vector, and several others. Nowadays, drones are being used widely in the field of geoinformatics, and if our students are equipped with this technology, if they have hands-on experience, then definitely they will be industry ready. I believe that our students are being exposed to better job opportunities because of this idea for drone exposure. Next. It was not an easy task to decide and convince the university authority while purchasing the idea for drone. You know that remote sensing mapping drones even may be purchased at a cost of just 1 lakh rupees or even less than that. But I have given emphasis on two things. Firstly, Indian manufacturer to avoid any future complexities in regard of DGCA rules. Secondly, service and availability of spares. It should not be like this that I am purchasing a drone that is illegal or a drone for which I will not get repairing or spare support. However, ultimately I succeeded to make the university authorities convinced for IdeaForge. I would like to mention one thing that I'm very happy with the service and support of IdeaForge. The young chaps in IdeaForge always responded with their smile whenever I called for any kind of assistance, even on Sundays. I really appreciate their product, after sales training and support. As an educational institution, we purchase several instruments or devices regularly. I don't hesitate to say that I have never experienced this kind of after sales training and support other than IdeaForge. Thank you. Over to Tushar.
Thank you, Mr. Bhatta. Our final presenter is Mr. Glenford D'Souza, Senior General Manager, Lawrence and Mayo Instruments. Mr. Glenford has over 29 years of experience in developing markets for survey instruments, total station, DGPS system, soil concrete testing equipment, and hydrometeorology equipment. Now I request Mr. Glenford to start his speaking session.
Thank you, Tusharji. I am Glenn D'Souza. Good evening, everybody. I am working for Lawrence and Mayo for the past 40 years, looking after the Geomatics Engineering Equipment Division. Evolution of teaching, surveying, and mapping. In the early 80s, theodolites, chains, tapes were the rudimentary equipment used by various colleges for teaching surveying and mapping. Theodolites measured angles, tapes and chains measured distances. Coordinates were then manually calculated and manually recorded in a field book. During the 1990s, gave birth to the total station era. Total station measured coordinates with just a touch of a button. All the coordinates measured were stored in the total station itself. This gave rise to the new digital world, and manual calculations slowly became obsolete. 2000 onwards gave birth to the GPS receivers. GPS receivers located your position on the earth to the nearest 5 to 10 meter accuracy. Various civil engineering based rover techniques reduced these accuracies to millimeters, and at the rover end you have now get 5 to 10 millimeter accuracy with respect to a known point or a known base station. 2010 upwards saw the birth of terrestrial lidar systems or land-based scanner systems. These scanner systems measured 50,000 to 1 million points per second, just by a touch of a button. So this gave rise to the concept of point clouds. These terrestrial lidars were then miniaturized and used on drones. Drones equipped with lidar systems, and many players then started manufacturing drones with photogrammetry payloads. Both proved equally good, and colleges abroad started adapting drones for teaching, surveying, and mapping. Next slide. Knowledge to students on syllabus of drones. Expertise in drones piloting. Hands-on experience for students with drone curriculum will be practical experience on flying the drone, piloting the drone, rather than relying on theoretical knowledge. Drones have many internal sensors integrated into it, so students can get hands-on experience on configuration of these sensors. For example, altitude sensor to increase or decrease the height of a drone when flying. IMU sensors which will compensate for the pitch, roll and yaw of a drone. GPS sensors which will help the drone navigate throughout its flight. Students will also come to know about various regulations in India imposed by the government. DGCA have regularized these regulations by making 3 zones: red zone, orange zone and green zone. Red zone is the no-fly zone. IdeaForge Ninja is DGCA approved and NPNT compliant, and you can fly the Ninja up to 60 meters even without a pilot's license. After collecting data by the drone, photogrammetry data is then processed by various different types of softwares. For example, AGI Soft, Pix4D, Bentley. On processing this software, the students will get hands-on experience on various GIS concepts and land-related services like creating topographic maps, hydrographic maps, calculating volume of a stockpile, generating 3D module, and such softwares can even be involved with AutoCAD and Revit architecture with the same drone data output. So it has different engineering approaches. Next, please. This is some sample output of a drone data after processing in a software. You can see digital terrain models. You can generate 3D texture mesh, digital surface model. You can generate contour lines, volume calculation. You can see point cloud classification. You can even see all buildings in 3D virtual images. Next, please. Future of teaching, surveying and mapping with drones. Drone collect a variety of data. From the data you can generate 2D or 3D orthomosaic maps. You can create 3D models. After generating orthomosaic maps, you can do cross-section, L-section and various other engineering applications. Drones, if equipped with thermal payloads, can generate thermal maps. The thermal payload will detect heat coming from an object and create an image of the object, thereby generating thermal maps. Drone equipped with multispectral cameras has a variety of applications. For example, precise agricultural engineering, environmental engineering, building information models, and so on. Drones are the latest technology. They can cover a large area for surveying. It can map difficult terrains. It can cover hard to reach areas. And what's more, all this can be done at a very low operational cost. Just 2 people are required to fly the drone, collect data, and then process the data in a software. This as compared to the large 4 or 5 team with conventional GPS or total station, the operational costs go very low and you can save on operational cost. Next, please. So benefits of drone in education sector is manifold. You can complete a survey much faster than you can do with conventional instruments. For example, a 1 square kilometer of land survey can be completed, including collection of data and processing the results within a day, whereas the same area may take 3 to 4 days to complete the survey with conventional instruments such as total stations. The processing time for data collected by drone is much less as compared with the processing time for data collected with other land-based mobile mapping systems. So you have a great advantage in terms of time. Students taking careers in drones have a multitude of career options. They can complete their course, become a private surveyor, execute infrastructure projects, execute surveillance projects, carry out inspection of towers with multi-spectral payload. They can go in for precise agricultural options. They can go in for disaster management careers, and many such options are available for students with the course of learning how to fly a drone and processing the software. The college itself can lease the drone to local surveyors. The college can conduct new courses, seminars, workshops, etc. The college can also carry out professional course for outside students. And what's more, the colleges can take consultancy jobs, execute projects, and generate revenue for the college itself. So, advantage of drones in education sector is manifold, and all of us feel that yes, drones, a special curriculum should be introduced by all colleges for drones. With that, I come to an end of my short presentation. Over to Tushar. Thank you very much, Tushar and IdeaForge. It was a pleasure doing this for you for this webinar. Over to Tushar, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Glenford. Now we'll just move towards question and answers. Amit, I'm handling this to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Tushar, Dr. Bhatta, and Glenford for sharing your expertise with the audience. We will now begin the Q&A session. I can see a plethora of questions waiting for you, panel. So let's dive right in. The first question, Tushar, this is for you. What do you mean by payload?
Okay. Yeah. So payload is nothing but the camera or a sensor which is integrated below the drone. So it's just a technical term to the sensor or camera. Yes, Amit. Next question,
Okay.
please.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The second question is, Tushar, again to you, and maybe Dr. Bhatta can also, and Glenford sir can also add to this. How do we set up a drone lab in our institute?
Yes, actually, while we are providing training to our students, we should have multiple drones and even multiple payloads so that students will have the exposure to different kinds of drones and different types of payloads like thermal payload, tilt payload, vertical payload, etc. And also, it is important to expose the students to different types of software. Over.
Yes, Amit.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatta. We have another interesting question regarding regulations for you, Tushar. So the question is there any need for any permission from local authorities such as police?
Okay. So as of now, I can truly say once you are using a Ninja drone, which is already NPNT compliant and DGCA approved, and also the DGCA has already started issuing UIN. Once you have all this in your hand, you can just go and intimate the police stations. I don't think there is very much requirement of asking permissions to police for the local authorities.
Thank you, Tushar. The next question again is for you. What kind of training and support do you provide to educational institutes?
Yeah, so I can probably answer this question, and also I will ask Mr. Bhatta to add on this after I finish my one. So our training agenda completes with a proper hardware operation support, where students and the faculties are trained on our product. We have classroom session as well as a practical sessions, and we also explain them about the O level of maintenance of our products. Further, the experience can be totally told by Mr. Bhatta. Yeah.
Yes, I have already mentioned that the training provided by IdeaForge is really excellent, and as I told you that we procure several instruments on regular basis, but the quality of training is actually unparalleled if we consider the IdeaForge.
Thank you, Tushar. Thank you, Dr. Bhatta, for answering that. The next question, Tushar, is for you. Suppose the flight time extends for more than 31 minutes. So, can we change the battery and get the drone ready within how much time?
Okay, it's a good question. So we have IdeaForce drones are equipped with the fail-safe features. Suppose the overall battery time is around 40 minutes, you get a battery fail-safe notification around 35 minutes itself. Like it's a dynamic calculation. A drone knows how much distance it has traveled and how much distance it will need to go back to the home location. Once it reaches the home location, you have another battery which is already ready. It takes some seconds, 10 seconds, just to swap the battery and put the another one, and you can just take off at the same moment. Yes, Amit.
Thanks, Tushar. Dr. Bhatta, I think this question is more suitable for you. It's on syllabus. The question is, how can drone study be incorporated in geography syllabus of universities?
Yes, drone is actually a kind of survey. So in geography, we have already incorporated survey in our syllabus in most of the universities and colleges. And this is a modern survey technique. So definitely this will help us for mapping applications. Nowadays, drone is essential because see, in case of getting the aerial photographs, it is much more difficult. And in India, no one can fly aeroplanes to capture photographs without the permission of the home department, but we can fly drones according to our requirement and in different areas, and definitely we can achieve extremely high resolution that cannot be obtained through satellites.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatta. Tushar, the next question is for you. Can a researcher buy and use a drone for his or her own doctoral research? If yes, is there permission? Is there any permission that needs to be taken? And what would be a good starting price for a good drone? Also, what will be the maximum height that such drones can reach?
Okay, it's a very good kind of question. So basically, yes, a researcher can use drones for their own purpose. Obviously, they has to follow the DGCA guidelines. At individual level, they have to register on the Digital Sky portal. They can purchase it. They can also register a UIN on the Digital Skies portal. The certain height which DGCA has allowed is around 60 meter for micro category. Drone can operate around at 60 meter if the drone is under 2 kg, and if your drone falls into small category, the maximum height a drone can operate is around 120 meter according to DGCA guideline. But yes, a researcher can use it for their own purpose.
Thanks, Tushar. The next question is for you again. What is the accuracy of IdeaForge drones?
Yeah. So accuracy standards are basically depending upon the type of area and the altitude you are flying. But certainly we have a standard accuracy pattern where XY accuracies we get around 4 to 5 centimeters, and Z we get around 6 to 7 centimeters.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question is related to agriculture. The question is, are there any approach drones for precision agriculture, and how can they help in precision agriculture?
Yeah, so certainly IdeaForge platforms, if I give example about Q series drones, so the one you use it for survey and mapping with the RGB sensor, the same drone you can use it for the agriculture application. You just have to swap the sensor and you can use a multispectral sensor instead of using the RGB sensor. which is a more suitable sensor that can be used for precision agriculture. The same thing, you can use another camera like a HD surveillance camera, which can be used to monitor the campus and college security in the evening. Like with one drone, you can buy multiple sensors which are easily swappable.
Thanks, Tushar.
Yeah.
The next question is, what is the lifetime of a drone? So
Okay.
so the question is further adds to this. After 500 landings, can it be operated or not?
Yes, it can be operated, but obviously, if the maximum lifetime of the drone we commit is around 40 minutes, after 500 landings, it might come down to 30 or 35 minutes also. So it's basically a battery which always will get degraded with time.
Right.
Yeah.
The next question, Dr. Bhatta, is for you. For post-processing of drone data, can you suggest some softwares? They should be compatible with 5,000 to 10,000 images per project.
Yes, there are a lot of software. Uh, for example, AGI Soft, Open Drone Map, Drone Deploy, Pixel 4D, Imagine UAV, and a lot of proprietary software are also there. And we can process image, I mean, this 500 or 1000 images. But one thing, our hardware should support it. So, I mean, normal desktop cannot support the processing power that is required for processing 500 or 1000 images. So, it is always better to use a workstation.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatta. Tushar, the next one is for you. How much does a drone now usually cost, and what kind of calibrations does a drone require?
Okay. So about the cost, you can totally write down to business at IdeaForge. We will provide the cost for all products which we have, and the calibration which required is about the three. That is your pitch and roll, which required like we do it pre-flight checks just to see whether the drone is properly calibrated or not before the takeoff.
Okay.
Yeah. Amit,
Tushar, someone is asking. Yes, please
please.
tell me.
I see one question is for Mr. Glenn, asking about how Lawrence and Mayo is providing training on the ground.
Okay, thank you for this question. Lawrence and Mayo have got 5 pilots trained by IdeaForge, situated strategically all over India. So wherever the customer is, we will provide training on site, and the training is for a period of 3 days for basically two surveyors. Then after that, we will provide 1 day training on how to process the data, provided of course the customer goes in for the software also when he purchases the drone.
Okay, over to you, Amit.
Yeah. The next question is, if the control signals from the remote control fail, will the drone stop in its current position? Maybe this question is pertaining to loss of communications, Tushar. So can you take this up?
Yeah, so basically, if there is a loss of communication, the drone gets hover at the place only. It will wait for 7 seconds. We have equipped it with the failsafe feature. The drone waits for 7 seconds for the commands. If it is not getting any command from the control center, it will automatically return back and land to the home location.
Thanks, Tushar. The next question is for Dr. Bhatta, and Glenford can also add to this. The question is how to get the actual elevation of a terrain or DTM from the surface elevation or DSM from drone-based data sets.
Okay, so once we get the images, these images are processed to generate the DEM. DEM means it will create point clouds for all of the Earth surface features, including the terrain and also whatever the objects we have on the terrain, like buildings, trees, and all. So the software has the intelligence. I mean, we can classify this point cloud, And once we classify this point cloud, then we can obtain only the points that rest on the terrain, and then these points can be interpolated to generate the actual terrain, 3D terrain.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatta. The next question is for you again. So, can you explain how do you provide hands-on experience to students in your institute?
Actually, see, we do not have any piloting training license, so we are not providing the piloting training. However, we train everything. I mean, we provide all of the training like mission planning, then how to determine which camera should be used, and how to operate the drone. So everything is provided to the students. They practice in their hands. However, we do not provide any piloting certificate.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatta. Next question is for Glenford. Glenford, so the question is, does IdeaForge or Lawrence and Mayo collaborate with colleges for conducting drone-related workshops?
So far, we have not explored the possibilities of doing drone workshop in colleges, but yes, in future, both IdeaForge and Lawrence and Mayo have plans to carry out workshops in various colleges all over India. We will start basically in Mumbai, since we are both based in Mumbai. We will start basically in Mumbai and then cover Maharashtra and then try to cover the other states. So, yes, if any college is interested in us carrying out workshops at their premises, please do write a line to us. We will certainly look into it and see that it's done. Thank you.
The next question again is to you. The terrain data that is collected by us can it be used for research purpose?
If the data belongs to the college itself, then I don't see any harm. But if the data belongs to some other organization, then of course permissions need to be taken. Over.
Thank you, Glenn. Tushar, this question is for you. Does IdeaForge provide drone pilot training?
Yes. So, IdeaForce is involved in drone pilot training. At certain about it depends upon the category of the drone. The micro category is inclined towards a lot of people which we have trained. We have a lot of partners across India. Regionally, we have a lot of partners who are well trained on our products. If the drone falls into small category and the applications are like inspection, agriculture, or a mountain surveillance type of applications, then obviously IDFOs get involved in those trainings.
I would like to add just 2 lines. See, who can provide the piloting certificate is actually depends on DGCA, and IdeaForce definitely provides training, piloting training. And in our institution, we have 2 pilots. It's me and my colleague, Mr. Vishwajit Giri, is also there. And they have been provided training by the IdeaForce, and the certificate has also been provided.
Thank you, Tushar and Dr. Bhatta, for answering this question. Tushar, the next question is for you. The question goes like, in which states is our after-sales service available in India?
Yeah, so we are active in almost all states. We have regional distributors with them. They are trained with all the service supports and the spare parts. Obviously, if there are some severe concerns on the products, obviously the product can be totally shipped to the OEM location in Mumbai, and it can take place. We have 2 service stations. One is in Jagdalpur and other is in Jammu and Kashmir, Udhampur.
Thank you, Tushar.
Yeah.
One more question is, does IdeaForge provide any demonstration in open cast mines?
Yes, we provide the demonstrations. Also, if our IdeaForce peoples are not available, we have our partners who also do the demonstrations, like Lawrence and Mayo. They are always ready to go on the field and do the product demos for the customers.
Thanks, Tushar. I think we have reached the end of our time slot, but I'll just take one more question and then we will end this webinar. The question is, what makes IdeaForce drones so unique? The question is from Anand.
Okay. Uh, yeah, speaking about IdeaForce drones, as Mr. Bhatta also told, like we have a unique specifications in terms of survey application as well as the applications which serves in solar industry or in agriculture. A proper sales support, which is very necessary, and obviously, when a customer approach us, we provide detailed knowledge about DGCA guidelines, which is very much important as in today. Like customer never ends up buying something and his investment will not be supposed to be a dead investment. So we take care of those things.
Thanks, Tushar. This brings us to the end of our Q&A session. There's still a lot of questions. Due to paucity of time, we will not be able to take such questions. I request the audience to send in their questions and on the email ID that is flashing on your screen right now. That's business@ideaforce.co.in. And once again, I thank the audience for joining this webinar. I hope it was beneficial to you and the content was what you were looking for. Once again, I repeat that if you have any queries, you can call us on +91 91520 30613 or write to us on business@ideaforge.co.in. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Goodbye.